Hi, this is Rick Eimer with the Palo Alto Weekly, and we're here today with Isla Lane. She is from Priory. She's a basketball player. She looks like a basketball player. And this last weekend, she was part of a winning team at the Terra Nova Tournament, and they beat St. Mary's of Berkeley in that championship game. And Isla had 21 rebounds in that game, and she's averaging close to 20 points and pretty close to 17 rebounds a game early in the season, which is, as anybody knows, that's pretty darn good. But let's talk about Terra Nova to start with, and just how you guys kind of played that tournament and how you did.
Well, I feel like we, going into the tournament, we definitely had our sort of expectations set to be the winner of the tournament. But it wasn't really about that for us as a team. It was more like just play to our ability, like who we are, and know that it's not about meeting other people's expectations, but more about our own. And that we went into it, we felt great. We won the first game. We know not to underestimate teams going into it. So we just played smart, watched film, just stayed in the game.
Yeah, that's great. It's, like coaches say, you stay in the moment and don't forget about distractions. Now, last year you reached the state final in Division 5, and of course you didn't do so hot, but you lost to a great team. And but I mean, was that brought up your first meeting this year, or is that something that maybe will kind of push you this season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always been this lingering moment for us where we've brought it back to the state game. Like, remember how we've felt in the state game. Our coach tells us this to like sort of boost us going into other games where we find that it might be a tough competition. But it's just that we kind of take those moments and we relate it to the state game and just know that feeling, we don't want it ever again. So we have to like make sure that we play smart.
Right. I know it was particularly tough because the one person we was so great fouled out so early. But needless to say, it's a new team, new year, and new group of people. What do you like about this team?
I'm really excited about this team, just given that even though we've lost Tot, I know that going into the season, we have a great number of players and great players just going in, knowing that we're going to have the same team atmosphere as last time, but the leadership role that Tot filled, it will still be, we'll still have that leadership because we all sort of take our own roles and fill her spot. So I know that we're going to be okay going into it.
Great. Now, you and the boys both won a CCS championship last year, which was kind of fun. Your first one, I think the boys' second or third, I can't remember. But, when you're back on campus, that's got to be a good feeling with the rest of the student population. And, I mean, did you feel any different after all that?
I mean, I feel like felt different after the first win for CCS because we definitely made history and, like, everyone was really proud of us, and it was just a really great feeling coming back to school because it was all anybody was talking about. The second time around, it was still great. I mean, it didn't feel any different than it had before, but and I just knew that I had to stay centered in who I was and not like let the attention get to my head, sort of deal.
Right, and when you do think about that kind of thing, I was just thinking you've committed to UC Santa Barbara. And when you get to that level, there's going to be people that make sure nothing gets to your head. That happens. But let's go back just a second. Why was Santa Barbara so high on your list?
Well, I really got to know the coaches really well, and they were really good people. And I went out for a visit, so I got an experience for what a campus would be like, and also the team. And I was just really happy to be there, and it felt like a family, and like just like Priory, because being here at Priory, I understood like what I wanted out of a team going into college. So I was able to, I felt that when I went to UCSB, and I'm excited to go for the next season.
Yeah, great. And Priory, of course, is not a huge population, but you probably know everybody on campus and support each other a lot. And having that kind of a small community, how does that relate maybe being in a community at Santa Barbara, which is not as big as this area, but still is a kind of an interesting little community?
Yeah, I mean, I know that it's going to be a lot bigger than Priory is, and I expect that. I'm looking for that feel, but I know that it'll also be a smaller community in that I'll have my basketball team and my coaching staff and everything, and I'll have my friend group and everything, but I won't like get lost in the whole size of the school, because it'll be I'll have the main people who are looking out for me. So yeah.
Great. So we've been talking to Isla Lane. She is our Athlete of the Week this week, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you want to find out next week's Athlete of the Week, press that subscribe button down below or visit us at pasportsonline.com.